smelly drains and sewer lines can be a nightmare. So Pipe Wrench is offering a $99 drain clearing special that includes a free camera inspection. And if we can't open your drain, the visit is free. Call us or book your appointment online at pipewrench.com. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Well, good morning. 6 o'clock here on our Tuesday morning. Got a few showers hanging out with us this morning. So if you are getting ready to hit the road here this morning, do anticipate a couple of showers. We'll walk you through the future cast and, of course, talk about how long this rainfall may last around the area. But really, when you look at it, generally speaking, we're not seeing a ton of activity to really slow most of us down here to get the day started. So hopefully you're having a great morning so far. We'll show you the big picture coming up in just a second as well. Good morning. Got Julie, Lee, Felicia, Linda, Missy, Lee again. Dwayne, Cheryl, Katrina, and Christy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sure hope you have a great day today. Yesterday was gorgeous, wasn't it? But just a rather breezy and gusty day. I don't know if you saw it on my evening broadcast, but we have a new camera to share with you. It's not going to show much this morning because it's dark outside, but either way, I do have a new camera to highlight coming up in just a few minutes. We'll start you off first things first with a live look in downtown Gatlinburg, where we will see some showers. I think the mountain counties will probably see a little bit more rain through a longer period anyways this morning. Maybe a little bit more elevated rain chances as we get the winds to shift to the west, and it kind of just pushes the cloud and the moisture all up against the mountain counties. I do think that we'll probably have that. So keep that in mind and anticipate that if you are going to be heading out and about. All right, so there we go. Well, but that's not tonight. That's not updated. Let's take you right to the radar. That's what I wanted to show you. All right, so over the last 3 hours, you can see how this cold front's already to our south and east, but the trough is lingering just back behind it. And the trough is important to note because A, it's giving us the lift out ahead of it, but B, because it's going to help to drop our temperatures throughout the day. So we are looking at some cooler weather. Temperatures will be turning about 15 degrees colder than yesterday. We made it into the 80s yesterday across the area, so it was a warm one for sure. So if you have travel plans here, again, to get the day started, a little bit more elevated rain moving its way into downtown Knoxville, parts of, Granger County, also parts of Union County, where we do have some rain showers showing up in and around the Maynardville area. And again, this is all sweeping its way on through. No severe weather threat, maybe a rumble or two of thunder, but probably not a whole lot of that expected because we just don't really have a whole lot of instability. So we pick up our future cast here, and we'll run you through the day. And there goes the rain, there goes the clouds, and I think I'd say between 10 and noon, everybody has sunshine. Everybody. But notice the winds, they're going to be out of the west, and those winds are going to be rather breezy and gusty throughout the day today, just like yesterday. All right, but by the end of the day, rainfall totals, again, not a lot. We weren't expecting a whole lot, less than 1/10 of an inch, but maybe a little bit more elevated rain across the Smoky Mountain National Park. So if you're joining us, you're going to be up in the park here throughout the day today, or at least this morning anyways. I do anticipate maybe a few more elevated rain showers. Now, temperatures are mild. But where we are right now for highs, for current temperatures, say in the Central Valley in the mountain counties, is pretty much where we will stay throughout the day. We'll have a little bump in those temperatures. Actually, we're going to come down a little bit. Then we'll get those temperatures to climb later on this morning and through the early afternoon. But we've already got 49 degrees in Fentress County, 64 in Chattanooga, and 63 in Knoxville. So Fentress County is actually 11 see if I can get the words out, degrees colder this morning, with everybody else running about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than what we were yesterday morning. Yesterday wasn't really a bad morning. By lunchtime, abundant sunshine, breezy westerly winds, 60 degrees. We're going to warm into the low 60s as the kids head home from school, as we get into the evening rush hour, and that's going to be our high for the day today. Just 60s versus those 80s. So I guess the question bodes, did you like the 80s yesterday? Or are you good with the 60s and low 70s returning for the next couple of days? Because that's the story. We're going to stay below average today and tomorrow. Average temperatures by Thursday. But look at that big warm-up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're going to be trending back into the 80s. More summer-like weather returning to the area. And the reason why is we've got a ridge of high pressure centered over Texas. That's going to work its way across the Gulf Coast states and here into the southeastern U.S. as we wrap up the week and head into the upcoming Easter weekend. One thing to point out on this map, though, is notice the trough to our west. The trough is going to help to scoop up a little bit more moisture and bring us elevated rain chances, but probably not until Monday. Now, remember, if you've been with me for the last couple of days, I said, listen, we have a chance for maybe a couple of spotty showers for the weekend. It doesn't look likely for most, but the potential is definitely there. So I'm going to keep a 20% chance going Saturday and Sunday. Important weekend days, right? A, it's the weekend, and B, it's Easter weekend. I'm going to 20%. I would say at this point of the game, and it's only Tuesday, the best location would be across the plateau in the Northern Valley, Tennessee-Kentucky border, because you're going to be closer to that stalled out front that's going to be hanging out to our north and west. Again, like I said yesterday, if the ridge kind of maybe doesn't shift as far north or is not as strong as it's being forecasted, then maybe we have a better chance for a couple of spotty showers. But it would start off northwest and slowly work its way to the southeast if that were to happen. But at this point of the game, I wouldn't cancel any Easter egg hunts. I think it's going to be fantastic. I really do. So when you look at the Weather Prediction Center's forecast all the way through Monday, this is a telling story. So they'll go back and forth a little bit more than I typically would like to see, but the point of the story is about 1/10 of an inch of rain is really the best bet. But notice Nashville and Memphis and Lexington and back into the plains, heavier rainfall. That's because that's going to be wrapping around this ridge of high pressure and interacting with a stalled out front that may produce a little bit more rain there. So we just have to watch and see how close that gets. Pleasant weather all the way through Thursday. Beautiful weather Friday. Gorgeous over the weekend. Now we are going to have a few clouds hanging out with us. There is one little caveat. On Thursday, as the warm front comes through, right now I don't have any rain chances on Thursday. But as the warm front comes through and develops, Thursday may change a little bit to a couple of spotty showers. I'm going to keep us dry for now. But that is one of the caveats. Let's see what other notes did I write down. I guess that's about it. So it's just going to stay breezy and rather gusty here for the next couple of days. I want to look ahead above and beyond the 7-day forecast. So we're going to top out in the 80s as we get towards the end of the 7-day forecast. Well, this is your 6 to 10-day outlook. So this just takes us a couple of days past the 7-day. Above average weather is being predicted by the Climate Prediction Center. Then you go your 8 to 14-day outlook, so 2 weeks out. And maybe, again, above average temperatures. Now let's switch over to the rainfall product, or at least the precipitation. And the heaviest rain over the next 6 to 10 days, this would be above and beyond the 7 days. So not including the 7-day, your 6 to 10-day outlook. Heaviest rain is going to be further to our west. And then we look at your 8 to 14-day outlook and maybe a little bit above average when it comes to precipitation. Those are just probabilities. The darker the green area, the higher the probability of seeing precipitation. And just food for fun, just food for thought, all the way through the end of the month. By the way, we have 15 more days until the end of the month, right? It is tax day, so happy tax day to you. Did you get your taxes turned in? Hopefully you did. Boo on tax day. I should have wore like all black. Too warm for that. All right, but the heaviest snowfall is going to be across the Rockies. We'll see some snow showers across the upper Midwest and maybe across the northern Appalachians leading into New England, so maybe West Virginia. And that's, again, all the way through the end of the month. So not a lot of snowfall expected here across East Tennessee. All right, let's say good morning to everyone. We've already said good morning to quite a few people. Becky says, no 80s. It's just too early for that. I know. 'Tis the season. Joy says, no, loving the highs in the 60s and low 70s. 60s and low 70s is like perfect weather. Today, if it weren't for the wind, it is going to be absolutely picture perfect. All right, let me go ahead. You're probably not going to be able to see much. Nah, you can't really see much. Oh, boo, that's kind of a bummer. But that's my newest weather camera, by the way. Where would it be? It's basically what you're looking at, the lights off in the far right-hand side of the screen. What you're looking at is Fort Loudon Dam. A beautiful shot of the lake. Great sunset last night. If you happen to capture my evening forecast, I highlighted that. A gorgeous sunset. And this is just going to be a beautiful view of Fort Loudon Dam and Fort Loudon Lake. Oh, it's going to be so awesome. I can't wait to get that up and going on the East Tennessee weather platforms, but that is the newest East Tennessee weather camera. So now we're adding to all the cameras. Got several more coming up our way here in hopefully the next little while anyways. Got to get to some of them, and again, they take a while. I was there all day yesterday trying to get that thing installed. Of course, with the big help of Brad. Brad was awesome. Brad really helped me run the cabling and do some of the work, the messy and dirty work that I didn't. He's like, listen, I'll just do this for you. I was like, okay, that's great. Again, if you have a great view in your community that highlights your community, that shows the great, the great views of East Tennessee, but also can highlight a community, hit me up, mike@easttnweather.com. Let's see, and grab a photo of it. If you email me, grab a photo of the view that you think is great for an East Tennessee weather camera, and we'll try to get more populated across East Tennessee. Good morning from Cosby, says Deborah. How are you this morning? Let's see. Yeah, I got it, Deborah. I read between the lines there. Thunder and rain in Morristown. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. You're tired of these strong March winds. Well, it's April. That's good news, Dwayne. Just throw that out there. It has been a very windy month and a half or so, hasn't it? Save some wind and rain for June and July. Well, that's usually the doldrums of summer, right? You're close by? Nice. Good morning from Carson Springs. What's up, Eva? How are you this morning? Chattanooga is the new Atlanta. Terrible traffic and dry as dust. Ooh. No bueno. Good morning, Otto. Do you work from Ringgold? Do you drive into Chattanooga for work? Or do you stay in Ringgold and you just happen to be in Chattanooga and you're like, this is a mess. This is a mess around here. What's up, Chris? How are you? Your great-granddaughter is 6 months old today. Happy birthday to your great-granddaughter. Record this. By the time she gets old enough to see this, maybe digital streaming the way we do it is going to be a thing of the past. It's kind of like 8 tracks and record players and all those things. Good morning, Kathy. How are you? And we've got Lisa joining us from Seymour. All right, let's go ahead and get to work with dancing, shall we? It's time, my friends, to get a check out those national holidays. Before we do so, let's take it back outside. As a live look in downtown Clinton this morning, had a couple of showers moving their way through East Tennessee, but not that big of a deal so far this morning. All right, your national holidays for the day today. I have not even looked at them yet. Of course, we're celebrating birthdays and events, and a great-granddaughter of 6-month-old today. That's what we're doing. Again, if you have any events, throw them in the chat. If you're on YouTube or either of the Facebook pages, you can chat. If you're joining us on the app, of course, you can't chat. Now, listen, if you stick with me on the app and you caught the tail end of the forecast, here in just a little bit, I'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel, and you'll get your forecast right there at the top. Or, of course, you can scan the QR code and download the East Tennessee Weather app right now. All right, it's National Laundry Day. Yay! Boo. Yay! Boo. What would we do without washing machines and dryers, right? National Laundry Day. Do you feel like every day is National Laundry Day? I do. I feel like sometimes when you have washers and dryers, and when you don't have washers and dryers, you take them for granted. I will give you a little quick update for those of you that have been following along. We've not done a lot of information. I've not given a lot of information on the Witcher kitchen fire that we had, but we did get all of our contents back in our house. We are now living back in our house, and we got our washer and dryer yesterday. Yay! So now we can do laundry on National Laundry Day. By the way, everybody's doing just fine. All right, Purple Up Day. What is Purple Up Day? Do you know what that is? Got some kiddos on there. During the month of the military child, Purple Up, this day on April 15th recognizes some of the military's most unsung heroes. Their children. This is true. The day encourages everybody to wear purple, representing all branches of the military and showing unity with each other. I kind of have a little bit of purple on. That counts for something. What a great little day that is. All right. It's also National Glaze Spiral Ham Day. This seems appropriate. I'm going to be going talking to the Blount County EMA group here today at 10:15, 10:30, I guess 11 o'clock this morning. I'm going to be talking to the Blount County emergency managers and the entire EMA. So I'm not quite sure how many people are going to be there, but good old Lance there said, hey, come hungry. We're going to have some honey-baked hams. Seems appropriate on National Glazed Spiral Ham Day. We've also got National Titanic Remembrance Day. Maybe a good day if you're looking for something to do. Head up to Pigeon Forge and go check out the Titanic exhibit there. If you've never been to it, it is actually really, really cool. I was skeptical, but my dad wanted to go see it one year when he was in town. Because I'm not a big museum kind of person. I'll do it every once in a while. But if you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. It is really cool. It's National Rubber Eraser Day. There we go. How about that one? What would we do with that good old rubber eraser? Some of them, though, as we all know, you get pencils that don't erase very well. Cheap rubber erasers, I say. Sometimes you got to go get a different pencil just to erase things. You know what I'm talking about? Some of them get smeared. It's National Take a Wild Guess Day. It's raining here at the studio. We've got some rain showers hanging out with us here at this hour. And I'll just show you that here in a second, of course. All right, it's also National Tax Day. The boo. All that money you worked so hard for every single year, you got to pay Uncle Sam. Hopefully you got your taxes all taken care of. Nah, that's not the button I was trying to push. There we go. Those are your national holidays for the day today. I do want to take you outside, though, and show you what it looks like on the radar because we do have rain showers settling on in. Some good, solid, steadier downpours actually showing up right now as well. Take you to the mountain counties. There we go. So Strawberry Plains right along Interstate 40, 11E. From downtown Knoxville, Holston Hills, Corrington's not necessarily seen a lot of rain so far. Maybe I've already seen some. Not a lot of rain right now. So Thornton Grove and Kodak, Dandridge, Douglas Lake, Bainbury, White Pine, up all the way towards Mossheim, White Pine. Morristown seeing a little bit of rain. That stretches along Interstate 81 as you get towards Baileyton. And then some heavier showers moving their way from Farragut over into West Knoxville, South Knoxville, along Alcoa Highway, right around Rockford. Alcoa is going to see some, and these are going to continue to work their way. Well, we'll show you a little radar loop over the last 15 minutes. And so these showers are working their way to the north and northeast. So as we expand the view a little bit, you can see how these showers are kind of settling on in. But again, a couple of heavier showers are with us here. So do give yourself maybe a little extra time if you're getting some rain showers. Seymour's getting some solid rain. These will move their way into Kodak, Dandridge, Bainbury, and right over Douglas Lake. That's what we're seeing out there right now. And of course, you can see the radar loop right there at the top of the screen. I'll just put that into motion. There we go. You can see how the rain showers are settling on in. That's why I've always got the radar on camera so you can see what's going on. Now, of course, it's hard to see visually, but you can definitely see what's going on a little bit. All right, let's see. Loads of fun, says Deborah. Yeah, right. Says nobody ever. You used to repair 8-tracks years ago. Morning, Rick. How are you, my friend? Let's see. Did laundry yesterday. Well, you were a day early, but you got it done, Cheryl. That's the only thing that matters, right? You love spiral ham. Funny thing is I'm actually not a big ham eater. Really, the only way I really like ham is if I eat it with mashed potatoes and peas, and then I kind of mix it all together. I'll eat it. It's not that I don't. It's not like I dislike it. I just don't eat a lot of ham. That's probably the last piece of meat I will go for. Came a shower in Cosby. Raining at exit 398. Thanks, Brian. Raining in South Knoxville, says Felicia. Bad wreck on Clinton Highway in Pleasant. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. Let's see. Pleasant Ridge. Got it. Well, these rain showers aren't going to help, but these rain showers do help. All the moisture. We need the moisture, of course, because it's going to end up being a much drier rest of the week. And so we need to add to that moisture. We don't want the drought to creep its way back in. But with that also said, it does look like above and beyond the 7-day forecast, we will see probably just a little bit more elevated rain chances. It looks like a few more disturbances will start to settle their way on in. All right, my friends. It is just about 6:20. Hopefully you're having a great morning so far. Grab your cup of coffee. There's mine. It is cinnamon toast coffee this morning. Pretty good. Can't go wrong with that. Good little downpour. So maybe we won't be walking the kids to the bus stop this morning. We'll see how that goes. And if you do let your kids walk to the bus stop, make sure they have the umbrellas. They won't need those this afternoon, but maybe they'll need those this morning. And of course, don't forget, if you scan the QR code at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you can download the East Tennessee Weather app. Check in on the interactive radar that gives you past, current, and future radar of 2 hours on a morning like this, or when we're talking about spotty showers. Probably a good bet. Cool weather for the next couple of days. A big old warm-up just in time for Easter weekend. Minimal chances for rain right now Easter weekend. It ain't going to be too bad. Pipe Wrench, by the way, was this morning's Wake Up with Witcher sponsor. Make sure you give them a call today if you're needing some sort of work. Pipe Wrench will definitely help you out. And all the East Tennessee Weather advertisers that do advertise with us every single day. They're here to help you out. They live in our community. They're here for us. All right, my friends, have a great day. Be safe. Enjoy the sunshine and the cool 60s that we'll see later on this afternoon. I'll see you back here for Wake Up with Witcher tomorrow, and of course on all East Tennessee weather platforms throughout the day, all over social media as well. See you soon.